Hi, Sophia. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. How was your weekend?
I had a fun weekend. So I got to go to Montreal and do some mountain biking, which I really enjoy.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
how's your semester going overall?
It's been really busy.
Mm.
Yeah. It's been probably my busiest semester yet.
Wow. Well, what brings you in today to chat?
Well, my biggest concern right now is that I get really hungry before I go to bed, and I don't really know like why this is happening. But I'll be like laying down to go to sleep, and then I'll just be like famished, like needing to eat more food, and that's making it take longer for me to fall asleep because I'm so hungry.
And how does that affect your evening or your day the next day, this problem?
I think it's really impacting my sleep, so it's
Mm.
making me less energetic the following day.
Tell me more about that. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I guess it makes me feel like I feel like I shouldn't need to eat another meal like right before I go to bed, but I need to be able to sleep, and then it makes me feel kind of stressed when I'm trying to fall asleep because I'm thinking about like how hungry I am and then not sleeping.
Tell me more about why that makes you feel like you shouldn't eat another meal before you go to bed.
Just because I already had a big dinner, I probably have already had an evening snack. There's already been a lot of times to eat food, so I don't feel like I should eat another snack before I go to bed.
And what kind of foods do you normally eat at dinner time?
I normally eat what I would consider a pretty big meal, but yeah, it is kind of early. I eat around 5.
What type of foods normally do you eat in your large dinner?
I try to always eat a whole grain, a source of protein, and a bunch of vegetables.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that with a little more specific example of a vegetable or protein source?
I'll just describe my dinner last night. I had brown rice. I had I had potatoes, carrots, and tofu, and a little bit of spinach.
And then did you eat anything after that dinner later in the evening?
Yeah, I had an apple later.
And is that pretty representative of what you eat on a daily basis? Great. And do those foods make you feel full normally when you eat them for at least a little while after? Or do you get hungry right away?
Oh, to be honest, I feel full right up until I'm in my bed ready to go to sleep.
Okay. So tell me more about what your day looks like besides eating dinner. How much are you exercising and being active?
Yeah, I've been exercising a lot. Anywhere from 1 to 2 hours of aerobic activity.
Tell me more about that. What kind of aerobic activity are you doing?
A lot of running and biking right now. Strength training.
You said right now, does that change during the winter or in the summer?
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit less at other times. It's a pretty high volume workout time for me. But yeah, I'd say this is more than usual. But to be honest, like now that you're saying something, I really haven't been feeling this sense of hunger in like the summer months when I'm maybe not exercising to this extent. So maybe it's because I'm working out so much right now that I'm burning through so many more calories that I would need to eat more food.
So what I'm hearing you say right now is that you are exercising a lot, doing very strenuous activity, and so maybe you are burning through more calories than you were at other times of the year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. And so do you think that maybe you would need to eat more food or different food in the evening? Have you considered making any changes to your diet?
Maybe I need a more hearty snack when I eat, instead of just eating apples, maybe like dipping them in some sort of more caloric food, like peanut butter or something.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be a really great goal for you to try to work on having slightly heartier snack in the evening and seeing if that helps. Does that sound like something you would be willing to try?
I think that'd be really good, and it seemed very achievable for me where I'm at right now.
Wonderful.
So I have access to, I do have access to snacks and some more like higher fat and caloric foods to eat before bed.
Great. And what time of day do you think that you would eat the snack to try to help you fall asleep?
I think 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 p.m.
Great. So what I'm hearing you say is that your goal is going to be to eat a slightly more dense snack, such as apples with peanut butter or almond butter, around 9:30 p.m. every night. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds very achievable for me.
Great.
That's good.
I'm glad to hear that it's achievable. And I'm hoping the next time that we meet, we can chat more about how this has helped or not helped with your hunger.
Yes, definitely. I'll definitely be keeping track of that for you.
Great, that sounds perfect. And then maybe we can look at your record the next time that we meet.
Perfect.
Great. So in summary, it sounds like we have a really specific and achievable plan for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Great, thank you.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. How's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. It's definitely a really busy time of the semester for me. Lots of exams, lots of homework.
How's the semester been as a whole?
It's been good. You know, it's been busier than I thought it was going to be. I thought since it was my last year, it would be pretty relaxed, but it's been busy.
I understand that. What brings you in today?
Well, I've been contemplating how I can feel more full during the day and not be as hungry throughout my busy days. I just get really hungry, really low energy a lot, and I just can't wait for it to be dinner time.
Tell me about kind of what your food looks like for the day on an average day.
Well, I always eat breakfast because I'm always really hungry in the morning, and I always eat oatmeal or overnight oats. And then I always eat a good dinner that I've meal prepped with, maybe some rice, some beans, a salad, etc. But in the middle of the day, I tend to just bring some snacks.
Right. What I'm hearing is that you're having like a really hearty breakfast and a really hearty dinner, but you've got some variations maybe in the daytime. What kind of snacks are you bringing?
Well, normally I'll eat an apple. Sometimes I will bring some like nuts or some trail mix. Sometimes I'll bring like a little salad if I have time to pack it to make it in the morning, but not all the time because I don't always have time.
So with your variation, I'm hearing some different things going throughout the week. Do you find that different foods make you feel different ways? Like they make you feel any fuller or any happier?
Yeah, I know that when I bring trail mix or nuts, I don't have to eat a lot of it, and it makes me feel pretty satiated. But I also like when I bring the salad. I noticed that it's more food. It's a little bit more volume, and so that makes me feel full in a different way. Like I've just eaten more of a meal.
Okay, great. I'm super happy to hear that you have kind of reflected on the foods you're taking. What are kind of the contributing factors to why you would grab like trail mix or a salad versus like an apple? Certain days.
Well, on a few days of the week, I have a little bit more time in the morning. I always get up around the same time, which is pretty early, but some days I have to be up at campus at 8 a.m. So I just grab something really fast because I just don't have time in the morning. But there are other days of the week where I don't have to be on campus till like 9:30 or 10, and those days I can take a little more time in the mornings to make food. That's probably, now that I think about it, that's probably the main contributing factor.
Is time?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm hearing is that there are certain days where you have enough time and feel confident in like making those like snacks or lunch or whatever you're taking for that day, whereas like other days you don't have as much time and are finding yourself kind of grabbing something light.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's right.
Okay. Do you think there are any other times, either like the night before, that you could maybe work with, or to try and get something hearty for the days that are kind of short on time?
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, I always meal prep my dinners for the week on Sundays. So maybe I could cook something for lunches too on Sundays. And then I would just be able to grab it. Like I would grab an apple in the morning.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. On a scale from about 1 to 10, how confident do you think you would be in achieving that goal?
I think probably like a 7 or an 8. I think there's a really good chance because I already set aside time to meal prep my dinners.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I could pretty easily incorporate making my lunch too.
Okay. Would you want to make your lunches just for those days that you're short on time, or for the entire week?
I think that I would want to make them for all 5 days because just in case something came up, sometimes those days where I have more time, if something comes up, then I eat a little bit more like the days where I have less time.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. So I believe we're meeting in about a week or so.
Yeah.
So by next week, your goal is, what I'm hearing, is to make lunches for your 5 days on Sundays, and kind of have them throughout the week. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think that's a good goal. I think that's what I'll do.
Okay, perfect. Well, it was great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Of course, it was nice to see you too.
Great. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Hi Victoria, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, it's so good to see you.
Same here.
How have you been doing?
Okay. Yeah, pretty busy week.
Busy week? How has your semester been?
It's been up and down, you know.
Well, at least you made it here. I would love to hear why you're visiting today and how you're doing.
Yeah, I want to start exercising more, but I'm not really kind of sure how to, I guess, go about starting that.
Well, it's great that you've recognized that that's something that you'd want to do. What is it about exercise that makes you interested in working towards that goal?
Well, I haven't been sleeping well, and I thought that this would be a great avenue to start on to try and see if I can sleep better.
Absolutely. It's really awesome that you've recognized that poor sleep quality can be a result of inactivity. So that's awesome, and I really do think that with an increased activity that you might be sleeping better and feeling better. How do you feel about making this change?
I am excited to try. Yeah, I've been kind of sedentary, so I'm a bit cautious about like making this change, but I think it needs to happen for my overall health.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you really love the idea of exercising. You really think it's going to help your health, but getting that going might be a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, but you're up for the challenge.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Awesome. Great to hear, Victoria. So have you made any changes already to this plan, or is this relatively new?
It's relatively new.
Okay. In an ideal world, how would you like to implement exercise into your life as of right now?
I guess just kind of having like a specific time where I like carve out some time to exercise.
Well, just thinking right now, can you think of any time during your week where you might have an available 1 hour, 2 hours to dedicate to a fun form of physical activity?
Let's see. I think Monday afternoons work.
Okay. It's nice that you have a large chunk because obviously you won't be exercising all Monday afternoon, but that'll give you time to prepare, execute, and then recover for your next activity. Excellent. And is exercising once a week, does that seem like a good place to start for you, or are you hoping to do more?
I think that'd be a reasonable place to start, and then if I can kind of build that, and then maybe build off of that.
Excellent. I agree. I think that Monday afternoon starting once a week would be a great way to start and kind of have you re-engage with physical activity and hopefully having it be a positive experience. That would be my goal for you. Excellent. Glad to hear it. And how do you think that exercising would really improve your life?
Well, on top of just being able to sleep better, kind of just having more energy and being able to stay awake during the day and focus on my classes, all of that fun stuff.
Awesome. Have you found in the past a form of physical activity that does that for you, that makes you more energized and helps you sleep better?
I really like biking when I was biking a lot. Like there was a period of time where I was biking a lot, and I really liked that.
Biking's great. Do you have access to a bike, or could you have access to a bike?
Not currently. I was thinking maybe I'd love to be outside, but if not, I guess I could use like the stationary bikes at the gym, or I don't really know what kind of resources are available to me.
Yeah, I think the gym is a great option with their spin bikes, and there are also those city bikes that might be an option for you if the weather is decent.
Okay, yeah.
There's a pretty good rate for UVM students on city bikes. Awesome. So it seems like we have a rainy day and maybe a sunny day alternative for your physical activity on Monday afternoons. How are you feeling about? Does this make you nervous or excited?
I mean, I'm a bit nervous because it's a new goal, but I like having an alternative for both rainy days and sunny days.
Yes. Great. I think we're on the right track, Victoria. So is there anything that you think you could implement in your life that would help you, encourage you to do this behavior? Any reminder, any stimulus that will be like, oh, today's my time, this is my time to exercise?
Well, Monday afternoons I usually have like a meeting, and then that kind of marks the end of my required activities for the day.
Okay.
So I could kind of use that as kind of a gauge for when to
Great.
To stimulate this kind of activity.
Yeah, so when you finish with your meeting, maybe you slide right into preparing, getting dressed. I was once told that the hardest part of exercising is putting the shoes on and like getting dressed for it. So
I can relate to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I think after the meeting would be a great time to get in that preparation stage. So we've created a goal. How would you rate yourself with your self-efficacy? How comfortable are you implementing this? Between a 1 and a 10, where are you at?
I'd say like a 7 or an 8.
That's awesome. I really think with that sort of efficacy, I think you're really going to be able to see great changes, and I think you're really going to be able to perform this goal that you have set for yourself. That's awesome. Well, I think we've really, do you feel comfortable with the goal we've created?
Yeah.
Awesome. So to summarize, it looks like we're going to try for you to exercise Monday afternoons after your meeting. Try to get right into it, maybe on a stationary bike or outside on one of the city bikes. Thank you so much for coming in today, Victoria.
Oh, thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you soon.